Hey, hey. I'm gonna wait for some people to jump in real quick, guys. Hey, hey, guys. Sorry I had to finish a piece of candy that I got from my birthday. So I don't want to be catching anybody's ear. We got Dan the man up here.
That birthday candy?
It is actually.
Oh man,
My girls know what I like.
the big 50, huh?
27, sir. I'm 27 today.
27, huh?
Yeah, 27. Not a day, not a day younger. Thanks for coming by, buddy.
I wouldn't miss this party.
Yeah, I figure we just sit around and shoot the crap for an hour or so and say hey to everybody and thank everybody that's been with me for all these years. It hasn't.
Yeah.
What's up, Cliff? My
Hey,
style of
Rogue,
auditing.
don't let Rogue lie. He just turned 30.
I said 27. Now you're making me
No,
older.
no, yeah, you just turned 30. Don't lie about that now.
All right, all right.
It's my daughter's birthday too. So
Well, happy birthday to her.
yeah,
Allie says 27, 23 years ago. Ain't that right? Which is about how long me and my wife have been together. So, but
wow.
yeah, I just wanted to, thank everybody that's been with me all these years. It's definitely not easy. My style of auditing when I came out wasn't much going on like it. Everybody thought that the best way was to yell and scream and cuss and um, get arrested and stuff like that. And that's how they stood up for the rights. And when I busted onto the scene and said, "Hey, let's use their laws against them," it kind of made ripples, I guess you could say, and it took a while for people to really understand my methods and everything. But those that stuck with me have seen great results. I've seen a lot of great results in the places I've been. So I like to thank them for sticking it out. That includes people like Cliff down here and Dan up there,
I'm
who's
having some difficulties with my equipment sticking to the windshield here.
yeah, I know it looks like the beard cam for a minute there.
I think I got it under control.
So I see a lot of people in chat, and again, a lot of these people have been with me here for years. And I want to again say thank you guys for being there, for watching my videos. Um, the most important thing that we have is time, right? So it's uh, it's invaluable. It can't be replaced. So anytime you spend watching one of my videos means a lot to me. So yeah, don't tase me either, bro.
Well, I know that just watching you and watching new auditors come out, a lot of them are taking on your style, which is good because it does really create change. And like I've always said, I think you're like the Ben Franklin of the auditing world. A lot of auditors do learn from you, and I think uh, auditing Erie County will attest to that as well. So,
Rogue's definitely one of the most respectable out there. Been doing it for a long time, doing it the right way, paving a lot of roads. Well, hopefully we got another 50 years of them out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for it. To the day I die, and then maybe passing that love on to my kids, hopefully. Because it's never going to stop as long as we live in quote unquote a free society. Then it should never stop, right? We should never stop making sure that they're doing the right things, because once you stop checking on them, as the exact moment they start stabbing you in the back. So, you
It's
know,
just the nature of government. It's the nature of the beast.
it's even more elemental than that. It's human nature, right? It's human nature to want,
Mm.
better for your family or whatever, and for people to go about any way they can to do it. That's why the mafia was formed. That's why gangs are formed. It's everybody wanting to have something better out of life. So it's human nature. Um, and some people can control that better. Some people can say, even though it's going to make my life easier, it's wrong to do this, so I'm not going to do this. So it's a lot harder than just saying, well, hopefully no one will ever know, and I'll just take a couple dollars here and a couple dollars there. And my predecessors done it, so, and no one's been the wiser. So these people that go and get voted in these positions, or go to work for government, it's not like they don't understand the fringe benefits of doing so. They grow up in the same world that we do. Everybody, every one of us knows that when you go to work as a congressman, once you're done working as a congressman, you can most likely be a lobbyist or something for whatever, pharmaceuticals or defense or whatever. So it's not like these people don't go in thinking, man, these guys really have robbed us. I'm gonna get in there and get my money while I can, you know? So it's the same thing with police officers. A lot of smarter criminals say, man, how can I get away with doing crime? How can I get away with selling drugs? Oh, I know. I'll become a cop, right? Because who's going to investigate me? My coworker? Hell no.
It's funny you say stuff like that because when I was in high school, I went to a Harkness Center and I went to through criminal justice. I wanted to be a cop, and I decided not to become a cop because I like to do illegal things like blow off fireworks and speed in my car and all these things. But little did I know, all these cops became cops just for that exact reason, so they could get away with it.
Exactly.
And here I was thinking the cops probably not the thing for me because I might want to blow off some illegal fireworks on the 4th of July. I might want to speed in my car or have some illegal window tint. But shit, if I would have known, shit, I should have took up being a cop. I could have got away with it all.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man.
Well, yeah, and that Jamie Knoll from Clark County, Indiana, that's got 15 felony charges on him now, federal charges. The only reason why he got caught, because he'd been doing it for years, is because of Chris Ryder for public safety. I think. I mean, he's uncovered so much stuff that they had to start paying attention to it.
No,
So
absolutely.
I think,
Absolutely. And he's
yeah,
working on a couple other things around that area as well. And again, he's doing great work. And all it takes is just for a citizen to go out there and pull on a string. It could be any string. It could be a credit card receipt. It could be, maybe you see your local city councilman. Maybe you work at a restaurant and you see the councilman there having lunch all the time with builders or contractors. And you say, well, hey, that's a funny relationship. Let me look into that. And then you see kickbacks. Like the council members driving a new car or whatever have you not, that really helps pull the string out. But we got fake Mike Real
yeah,
News. What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man? How are you?
Excellent, man. How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
good.
It's a birthday stream, man. We're just
Celebrating that birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. What's up? I just wanted to take a sec to listen in, but I wanted to take a sec to let you guys know how much I truly admire what you guys do. Like, I really look up to you guys, and the fact that you were talking about earlier, we got new auditors out here doing stuff, keeping the movement alive. I mean, auditors get a lot of shit, but for all the forms of activism out there, and I've dabbled in pretty much every single one of them, the motherfuckers in the auditing community, and that includes everybody that shares these videos and donates to these people and gets the message out, calls, emails these state representatives, these public servants. You guys are really fucking making a difference and having a huge change, man. So I just want to say, for the older guys here, you know what I'm saying? For the legends, just thank you for helping pave the way for this to happen, because we are truly having an impact. And when I say we, I mean you guys, honestly. And I'm just grateful to be a part of this community, and that you guys are fucking out there kicking ass, and we are actually having some victories, man. So I just want to thank all you gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Well,
And
Fake
it
Mike,
takes
I
all
want
of us.
to thank you too, because you've been out there making some changes too, my friend. So
Absolutely.
What up, right?
Hey, what's up? I'm trying to mute my phone. I was watching it. What's up, Fake Micro News? Rogue Nation, happy birthday, man. Que Dios te dé todo lo que desea y mucho más. May God give you everything you wish for and much more. Half a century? Are you excited? It's the oldest
Thank
you've
you
ever
for the
been.
translation. Yes. This is the oldest I've ever been. 30 years old. So
And,
I'm about ready to.
Well, I thought it was 27. What's going on?
no, Tommy Wood said 70.
Yeah. Well,
thank you,
whoever.
man.
It's like a woman. You gotta guess. You're never gonna get my real age. Except my wife. She went on the YouTube this morning and posted it for everybody.
She blew you in.
I got it in one of your videos anyway. You had to give out your date of birth, and you did. It wasn't edited.
The best gift is the gift of giving, man.
I don't.
You've given me so much,
I don't edit that stuff out.
You've given so many people so much knowledge, and I just want to acknowledge the knowledge that you've given us, man. The inspiration that you've given us, the camaraderie, the selfless donations and taxing work that you've done, driving thousands of miles and visiting hundreds of cities for us, for all of us, for we the people, man. I love you, man. Thank you, and happy birthday.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. And all I can say is that it's only going to continue. Most folks know that we've been back out on the streets. Me and Crispy Nation just did a spot up there in the Panhandle, and we're looking to get out and doing more. Unfortunately, I'm on probation, so I have to watch my P's and Q's. But hopefully we get in some big wins this coming up year. I've got a lot of lawsuits filed, and hopefully they'll come up on top. We'll see. But that's what we're going to be looking to do in 2024. Is we're going to be looking to change some of these cities that have enacted these ordinances against filming. We're going to be looking to challenge them in Florida, but also in other states, South Carolina. They do have one up in New York now, I do believe, that I'll be looking to challenge as well.
And it's not in 2024, in 2025, when my case hits trial in January of that year for my arrest in 2020.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't take. Yeah, I wish it was a half-hour sitcom. I wish everything would be, nice and tidy, wrapped up, all neat and clean. On that note, it's good to see. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but Jeff Gray just posted a video yesterday where he settled out with the city Port Wentworth, I believe it is.
And I love it that he settled for $1,791, the date that the Constitution was ratified, the year. That was awesome. And he got a public apology, too. So I just jumped on here just to say happy birthday. And I'm going to go back down into chat, give a chance for other people to get up here. And we'll talk at you later.
Peace, God.
Brother. Fake Mike Real News, Will Turbot.
Sorry about
Demand
that,
the
guys.
truth.
My buddy called me up to wish me a happy birthday. I don't know if he does YouTube.
Got
I
Rogue
mean, he
Hollywood
does.
over here taking calls.
That's right. Show me the money. Jerry Maguire. Audit them. What's up, big dog?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday,
Thank you,
Rogue
my
Nation.
friend.
Good to
Thank
see
you.
everybody in here. You are definitely a
Yes,
legend,
sir.
man. You taught us a lot of stuff, and you keep on with the education, every single day.
I do what I can, my man. I do what I can, and I feel that even sometimes that's not enough. And again, I thank the people. Uh, you guys on the panel, obviously, but also everybody in the chat for the inspiration and the drive to help, keep it going forward, because again, it would be lonely to be one person talking to myself on panel with no one in the chat. So
Definitely,
it
man.
helps. Yeah, freedom-minded individuals,
Yes.
gives me hope.
Unfortunately, it's not enough for you to give them the knowledge. You could pick out the book. You not just tell them which library to go to or where, the Dewey Decimal System, and break it down for them and tell them where to get it. You have to pick it out and open it up to the page and put it in front of them, and they still won't read it.
Yeah.
I want to say Tommy Wood real quick, guys.
Tommy
Thanks
Wood.
for coming, Tommy. And
yeah,
everybody knows Tommy Wood. He's all over in the community. When I went out to California, he met me. He had food ready. He was awesome. He was ready. He drove us around to do some audits. He's definitely
not just you, but the whole
guy.
crew. Like, he took care of everybody, right?
Yeah, I had a whole crew with me. I brought News Now Hoosier, which we affectionately named News Now Speed Bump after that trip because it got hit by a car.
Eyes on the State.
And then we brought Eyes on the State. Yeah. If you haven't seen that video, Dan, you should check it out. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I remember that. He was blessed because he got right up.
He tried to jump and he rolled on the hood. He didn't quite clear the car like Ninja. He got nailed.
Thank God he didn't get hurt.
Right.
He didn't get hurt, but it was funny nonetheless. And he was very upset with the lady, and it was crazy. It was crazy. But after that we started News Now Speed Bump. Yeah.
And Eyes on the State's reaction. Holy shit!
Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh my God!
He just got hit.
So, do you guys plan on coming out to Chicago? Anybody?
Oh, I always plan on coming out to Chicago. It just never works out. I'm usually out of money or out of time.
No.
Yeah, Chicago, man. That's my.
Florida, dude.
It needs it. It needs the auditing, man.
Audit them comes down to Florida. He's been down to Florida quite a few times. I've only been up to Chicago to audit like once or twice.
Yeah, for sure. I know that you used to live out here in Chicago, no?
Yeah, I used to live in some of the South Side burbs when I was a kid. Chicago Ridge, Oak Lawn, Worth. I still have buddies like in South Holland, and most of my family's there, like in the Hammond area,
right,
Crown
Indiana.
Yep. So I got a lot of friends over there in Lake County and Cook County, right there in that little corner of the world there.
Crook County.
Fort Wayne. Yeah, it is Crook County. So we, I make sure that my wife and my daughters go up there every year to Fort Wayne to visit Grandma. Then every couple of years I'll go up as well and visit my family.
And don't they get a ridiculous sandwich? It's like it looks like a Wiener Schnitzel in a sandwich bun.
Oh, the Polish? Chicago Polish?
the pounded out breaded steak or chicken breast.
Oh yeah, you're talking the pork tenderloin.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, you're talking the pork tenderloin. Yeah, they got, man, that thing is huge. My wife loves those things, man. Those things are as big as your damn head. Like
Yeah.
the bun looks like a pickle. You know what I mean? It's so small on this thing. It's crazy. Why
Joe
would you
Cool,
even
come on
do that?
panel, bro.
Like you, dude, you got to take like 15 bites just to get to the bun. You know what I mean? That's like how far outside the bun this meat is, dude. It's crazy. I was like, oh man.
Hey, I got
Fake Michael, how you, bro? How you, Fake
We got
Michael?
Joe Cool here.
I'm good, man. It's good to see you audit them. You know,
Hey,
Long time.
hey, I gotta leave though. I have company over. I just want to come on and say happy birthday to you, Major. Thank you
What are you in
again.
the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah. Hey, good eye.
Joe Cool is
it?
in the
Yes, it
building.
The
is.
Millennium
That's
Falcon.
good. Audit them. Oh, fuck,
peace, bro.
Erie.
Many
Oh,
more
fake Mike.
birthdays. Many more birthdays to come, Rogue
All
Nation, the
right, all
king.
right. I'm gonna let you know, rights, because I got other people wanting to come up.
Oh, Rogue, I
See
think
you,
you
Fake
have.
Mike. Audit them. Dan.
Right. Good to see you as well.
Ooh. Later.
Later.
God.
All right, let's get this party started. Everybody break out your bongs, damn it.
Later.
I just finished smoking. Yeah.
Oh, man. Mellows, what's good,
Oh,
baby?
Joe coming with the
How you doing,
smoking
man?
device.
Triple chambered behemoth, bro.
Is that vodka in there?
No, it's water right now, but it's not a bad idea.
Happy birthday, mate.
Shit. It's good to see you, my loves.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, man. Happy birthday, mate. Hi, Ari. Audit them.
Hey, how's it
Going
going?
on?
Good to see you.
I know it's Rose's
I love
birthday,
what
but
these are the
audit them.
legends, man. Look,
You
I'm
been
up here with
killing
all the legends. Look at this. This is so cool, man.
audit them. You've been killing, bro. I've been loving your fucking shit, bro. I'm loving it.
I'm
That
in
shit
Texas right now, JC. When I
Really,
come out there, we gotta come around.
I got court in a couple of weeks in Texas. That thing you're doing where if the person gives a false call on you and accuses you of doing something you didn't do, trying to press charges, I'm genius.
Right.
I can't wait to see where that goes.
Yeah, definitely. Disorderly conduct under section 4 and 5, 26.1. When they transmit a false report to the police, that means they are in breach of peace, and they have committed disorderly conduct. So I'm going to file a whole bunch of paperwork here and there to this person and that person, see what they do. Attorney General, Inspector General. Anytime any government employee calls the police on any auditor, the auditor should immediately instruct the police officer to arrest that employee for breaching his or her peace.
I was going to ask you, does that help to your case some if you state, I know you don't put hands on them, but if you state, officer, I am a citizen's person, on a citizen's arrest, I will not put hands on them. I've heard you say that. Does that help in your philosophy? Yeah, go ahead.
No, what I would say is I would first give the police officer an opportunity to arrest the person after committing those elements. If the police officer refuses to, then I'll mention to the police officer, okay, I'm hereby doing a private person arrest. And then I'll go ahead and carry on with all that paperwork, state the elements that the employee has caused and committed. And I'll forward that over to the attorney general and the state's attorney to see if they're willing to prosecute that employee under a class C misdemeanor up to 30 days. I doubt that they will, but it's still on record, and it's still on record. How many records do we have of the auditors now putting these employees under private person arrest for breaching our peace?
Rogue and Erie too. I got to ask you, cats, what do you think of that philosophy? If you guys been paying attention, if you understand what he's saying. Make a record. Go ahead.
I mean, going after the government's never going to prosecute the government.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's a great concept.
Is there any benefit, Rogue?
Yeah, I mean, well, it looks good on paper, like he's saying, and I just want to caution audit them as far as enacting citizens arrest, and I know I don't have to caution audit him because he reads the laws in his state, but for other people out there, the citizens arrest statutes, they're very specific, right? But no matter what, we want to make sure that we don't try to physically detain somebody, right?
No,
Like
no,
you
no,
can
no,
say
no,
I'm
Yes,
no.
putting you
yes,
under
he's
citizens
clear on that.
arrest,
He's
but
very
don't
Right.
try
clear
to
on that.
physically restrain.
No, no way, no
And
way,
the
no way.
reason being, hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Right, and the reason for that is even though if you think you have, probable cause and this person committed a crime in your presence and you feel that you need to make a citizen's arrest, if for some reason the court and those guys decide against you, you could be looking at serious time now,
Let
right?
me give you a good example,
So
Rogue.
just make sure that
The
no
one you
physical
just did.
detainment. Yeah.
The one you just did could fall under their audit them. You said and placing the lady under citizen's arrest. You were unaware of what she said on that phone. As far at that moment you were. All she said was, listen, I need the police here. Some guys out here filming, or I don't know what she said, but it was nothing accusational that would have caused, in my opinion, her to be arrested. So Rogue has a really good point.
Right. No, but the thing is, there's three parts that I point out from the there's three parts from the disorderly conduct that I point out, and the citizen arrest reads as follow: 1073, arrest by a private person. Any person may arrest another when he has reasonable grounds to believe that an offense other than an ordinance violation is being committed. So
Okay.
when they call the police and have the police come show up for an emergency, knowing that there's no offense being committed. So anything that they say to the police that causes the police to come over, I don't know what they say at the time. I didn't know what they said over the phone, but since they called the police and I have not committed a crime, that falls under three of those parts of disorderly conduct.
Did you say intent in there? What if they believe it's a crime to film? Did I hear intent in there?
If they believe it's a crime to film, but when I received the phone call, let's say for example from the attorney at Pace, I clearly received this phone call and he made false bogus claims to the police over the phone as well.
That's a
So
clear one. Yeah.
yeah, right. And I'm still waiting for the other audios from the other one, but ILCS 26-1 disorderly conduct. I don't want to do it right now, read the code for you unless you guys want to hear it real quick, but once
No.
you
I mean, I
yeah.
would normally be down. I'm always down, but I already feel like I'm monopolizing Rogue's fucking stream.
Yeah, because it says well, it does specify the detail to uh here I'm pulling it up right now. Here it is right here. Disorderly conduct. So this is how I go about it. Say for example they call the police and you're not sure of the phone call, right? But you went in there peaceful and you want to conduct business. So here's what it says. Disorderly conduct. A person commits disorderly conduct when he or she knowingly does any act in such unreasonable manner to alarm or disturb another and provoke a breach of peace. So when they hit that alarm for you,
Knowingly was the key phrase there. Knowingly. What if she
yeah,
didn't
right.
know?
Does any act in such unreasonable manner to alarm, or yeah, here it is. A person commits disorderly conduct when he or she knowingly does any act in such unreasonable manner as to alarm or disturb another and to provoke a breach of peace. Here section 4 says, transmit or cause to be transmitted in any manner to a peace officer, or public employee a report to the effect that an offense will be committed, is being committed, or has been committed. So how is a peon like me walking through the door asking for
No,
public
that section may be solid.
right considered
Ninja.
Ninja, baby.
that I'm doing committing
Very.
an offense? Number 5 says transmits or cause to be transmitted in any manner a false police report to a safety agency without reasonable grounds necessary to believe that transmitting the report is necessary for the safety and welfare of the public. So there's many elements saying that why would an employee call the police when a regular guy is coming in to do FOIA work or to file FOIA or check on section 4?
Long story short, because they're stupid and they're not knowingly doing it.
News now. What up though? Long time, bro.
What up? Much love, everybody.
The same, bro.
But
And
as far as Rogue Nation, I wanted to hear like what kind of excuse could they come up with and try to say that they're not falling into this category?
Good to
Like
see you.
what's
Good to see you,
What
Jay.
Rogue would say would be that because they're not knowing what you're doing, they're assuming what you're doing is indeed a crime, and by the fact that they're unaware, there's not an intent there.
right?
So they would have to call and say, "Hey, I know this guy's allowed to do this, but I need someone up here to remove him."
Yeah, I hear you, bro. But at the
Now
same
that
time,
is definitely an
they
offense.
lie
If the
over the
police
phone.
come, that's the case. Yeah.
But if they just like say, "Hey, there's this guy up here and he's creeping me out. He's got a camera. We need some help. We don't know what his intent is."
Right. They could have said that. Yeah.
You know, you have to
Yeah.
you'll have to pull the camera or the phone footage and get that audio.
Then do the arrest on your revisit.
Yeah, and be like,
Right. But no, I got it in my mind, bro. Anytime I don't even have to pull the audio no more. Anytime I go in there and I'm calm and peaceful, if they ever call the police on me, that's automatically I'm gonna tell them you guys disturbed my peace. This is a breach of peace. And if the police not willing to arrest them, I'm gonna go ahead and
You at least got an argument. I like to see how
Erie,
it goes.
what you doing, bro? You out on the road right now? It looks like I see cars in the background. You look like you're about to tell a horror story with the flashlight.
I'm chilling. I'm still at my shop. I'm waiting for some packages to arrive before I can go home. My phone was dead enough where I need to charge it, so I'm just chilling in the truck, relaxing.
It do look like you waiting for your next victim in the dark on
He's
the
like,
side of the road. So.
once upon a time, long ago in the woods.
News now, you're still in the field, bro? You News Now Ninja, you're still doing work in the field, or you're taking a little break?
There's some field work going on, but I haven't been publishing. I'm not doing live streams or nothing like that right now because we have some situations happening locally where there's some retaliation business. I can't really say too much.
Pigs being pigs.
I'm having to be on the DL about my stuff, and then I'll be soon. But I've been trying to help other channels to help bring them up, you know, while I'm not publishing mine. After my last arrest, it's caused a lot of controversy all the way from Harris County to Galveston County, and they've arrested multiple of my friends.
Hold on, I'm finna leave, Rogue. Excuse me, because I'm gonna cut out Mellows. You can stay. I know Rogue only has 6. I saw Biden today. He was in Denver yesterday, and he Mellows already. Oh, okay. I was in. He was in Denver. Biden was in Denver yesterday. Pueblo today. I went to film them. Got some good shit. The Secret Service. I got them slipping people into the protesters and shit. All right. I'm a Bell Rogue. Happy birthday, gentlemen.
Love you, Joe.
I love you all, man.
Peaceful, brother.
See you later, man.
JC, link up with me when I get back.
But yeah, pretty much what's been going on is there's been a couple of agencies that have arrested multiple of my friends on felony charges that are completely fraudulent. And so we're trying to get to the bottom of that situation before we let them know what we're doing, kind of. I guess I could say that much, you know. They're trying to do like a roundup of anybody that films police.
What state is that?
Texas.
Oh shit, are you in Houston?
Yeah.
I'm in Houston right now. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, I'm around the
I just got here yesterday.
I'm in like the Houston Heights area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be here for a few days. I got some shit going on with family, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, hey. I mean, if you want, you can email me your number at ninjanewsnow@gmail.com. And
yeah, for sure. How far are you from George Bush?
Bush
Airport.
Bush Intercontinental. I'm like,
guys, I'm just gonna take the second. Rogue Nation, happy birthday, man! I want to let
like 35 minutes.
Thank you for everything that you've done. To everybody on this panel, you guys are all amazing. You guys are fucking awesome. Rogue Nation is the king. Audit them. It's always good to see you. And
Fake Mike is my beloved.
Fake Mike, man, love you, bro.
Cooking some shit up. So get at Mellows.
Oh, you got your mic with you? You got your mic?
I'm always packing, never lacking. Love you guys.
Slack that motherfucker.
See you later.
Hey, News Now, I'm gonna send you a message. I'm gonna send you a message right now after the stream.
Yeah, I'm only like 35, 40 minutes away from Bush and a
I'm
Continental.
right here at the yeah. Well, I don't want to say exactly where, but I'm around the airport at the
Yeah,
hotel.
in Houston, dog, you can drive for 2 hours and still be in Houston. You know, it's a
Yeah. Well, I was planning. I wanted to hit up some shops around here. You know, some city halls and all that. But I'll chat with you offline about that. I did not know you were in Houston. I thought you were in the East Coast.
no. I'm in Houston, Texas, man. This is my
Oh hell yeah.
big grounds. Just don't go to Galveston. If you go to Galveston, you might just get buried in the jail. That's what they're doing to everybody right now.
See, that's the Texas sign in the hotel. But yeah, man.
They
So
took
yeah,
and Matt Reardon's been in jail for I think 98 days now, for DUI, and he doesn't even drink alcohol. They have pulled him over.
They never got him out, huh?
They have $100,000 bond on him. After we bonded him out. What's up, Armed?
How you doing, man?
After we
what up? The Legend 2A is in the building.
After we bonded him out, they gave him all of his property except for his keys. And then they called him the next day and was like, yo, we got your keys at the police department. And so he went to the police department to get his keys, and they arrested him on an alleged warrant from Mississippi. And the warrant is supposedly for the crime that he already spent a year in jail for. And so they're supposed to be able to, they pretty much are supposed to have 90 days to get a signed warrant from the governor or they have to just drop that. But it's been over 90 days and they haven't dropped it. And they hit him with another DUI when they arrested him for a warrant for Mississippi. And so they're saying DUI in the third felony and hold him on $100,000 bond.
So they want the 400?
They want because he's from out of state, they're wanting, I think it was 20%. So they're wanting like 20K to get him out. And we just got done paying like, I think it was, I don't even remember. I think it was 15 or something like that to already get him out the first time. And then they rearrested him the next day and put 100 on him. And so it's like, I don't have nobody who has money like that just to drop, I mean, they're pretty much just trying to bury him, keep him in jail. He's been in isolation for the past 60 days, which means he's spending 23 hours a day in the cell by himself. He gets 1 hour out a day, but they took away his phone privileges. And so he's pretty much, they're trying to just drive him out, drive him crazy. What's up, No Name?
What do they got against this kid?
I just want to drop in and say happy birthday, man. It's a whole bunch of y'all up here. Yeah.
They arrested him for in Mississippi originally because he went to the
yeah, thank you, sir.
Or he went to the FBI to share evidence that the sheriffs were corrupt, and then they arrested him for harassment. And he spent because they pretty much told him you're going to spend 10 years in prison if you don't, take your plea deal. Intimidated him into taking a plea deal. So he took a year in prison. And he spent his year in prison. He got out. He was like, screw this place. I'm leaving and going to Texas. And there was no he's not out on bond, and he's not out on he doesn't on parole or nothing like that. It was just a year and you're done. And the only thing that they said he couldn't do was go back to the certain county for 4 years. And so as soon as he got out, he left and came to Texas. He came to Texas. He drove whatever amount of hours. He came straight to my house. I fed him dinner. And then he went to Galveston after I fed him dinner. I offered him a shot of whiskey. I mean, I'm not afraid to say, at the end of the day, I'll do a few shots of whiskey. And
amen.
And I mean, shoot, dealing with cops all day is stressful as hell. So I mean, I love to have a couple drinks at the end of the night. And I offered him a shot of whiskey, and he's like, no, sorry, man, I haven't drank in 4 years, and I'm not going to force someone to drink, And so he refused all the drinks. I fed him some dinner because he had just got done driving all the way from Mississippi. And then he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna get on the road and go to Galveston to film these tyrants because that's where y'all told me the tyrants are. I was like, all right, well, be peaceful. So he drove to Galveston. The second he pulled into Galveston, he was pulled over. The trolls saw that he was live. Someone called in. We're not going to say any names yet because we're waiting for the public records request or the phone call.
Nice.
And someone called in and said, hey, there's this guy driving in to Galveston. He's under the influence. He's been drinking tonight. And so they pulled him over as soon as he came into the county. And they were like, we smell alcohol in your car. He was like, yo, I don't drink. He pulled down his mask and breathed in the cop's face and was like, do you smell alcohol? And he was like, well, we just, would you be willing to do our field sobriety test? And he told him, like, I'm not going to do a field sobriety test. Those things are meant to fail. And he's like, but he's like, to distill, to get rid of your suspicion, I'll do a breathalyzer right now. And they're like, well, if you want to do a breathalyzer, then you're going to have to come into the jail because we don't have portable breathalyzers here. And he was like, well, let's fucking do it because I'm not drunk and I'm not under the influence. And instead of bringing him to the jail to do the breathalyzer, they brought him to the hospital and allegedly 10 cops held him down and took his blood. And so then after that, they're refusing to give us any kind of blood cultures. So it's been almost 100 days and they can't produce evidence. And he's still.
They can have a good lawyer or anything.
We're working on raising money to get him the lawyer, but the lawyer's asking for $5,000 because it's a felony charge.
Right.
What's his channel?
That's Lafayette County.
Lafayette County.
Yeah, Lafayette County audits. It's weird because in Louisiana they call it Lafayette, and in Mississippi they call it Lafayette.
Lafayette County audits.
Right.
But yeah,
y'all want to hear some crazy news?
He's still in jail. What's the news?
Man, so the application I've been working on, we took it, me and my coding partners, Friends in Code, and a couple of guys that he brought into the project. We tore it into like 7 different pieces, and we built it on a server that's living in Pennsylvania. And around about January, maybe, you guys should be able to download the app if you're a tester and take a picture of a cop and use facial recognition to ID them in the field. Get all their data. Yeah.
I need to talk to you because one of my friends just released a site yesterday, I believe it was, Georgia Transparency.
Yes, sir.
And he's pretty much built a platform where you can go to a website and type in a cop's name, and it will bring up all the public records that have been uploaded by whatever admins. Like I'm an admin, he's an admin, and
nice.
And so,
man, if you could put me in touch with him, I'd be willing to share some data.
Well, if we can get both of those combined,
yeah,
to where they're actively working together, then it would be a very strong application because we're not charging. We've been working a year on the coding on this application,
right?
And he finally was able to release after a year of coding to get this shit right. And we're not charging for it. There's no money. And there's a lot of people that are like putting out apps and bullshit that they're going to charge for. But a lot of people can't afford it. The most important people can't afford it.
Right. So our facial recognition stuff, that's all going to be free. Right. We're going to have some advanced shit that people can pay for if they want to. But we feel the same way. Like anybody should be able to take out their phone and take a picture of a cop or catch him on video and get his information. So that's going to be free. But some other stuff we might charge for, but that's later on. We're still working on getting everything out to everybody.
Well, you got to keep the lights on.
if you could, no name code or email me, man, at ninjanewsnow@gmail.com. And
for sure.
What's the email? What's the email? News now ninja@gmail.
ninjanewsnow@gmail.
ninjanewsnow@gmail.
Yeah, y'all email me y'all's phone numbers. No name. I want to link you up with Georgia because I think that
ninjanewsnow@gmail.
I think that those two applications could work together and be very beneficial for the people.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I'll get off here. My lady's over here laying. She just got home from work. She's chilling, wants to hang out with me. So I gotta.
Hell yeah. Have a good night,
Hey, look,
Nathan.
Muse. Now, good to see you, bro. I'm gonna give you a call in a little bit I'll send you an email with my number.
Yeah, be peaceful, everyone. Majorly awesome, man. I love you, brother Rogue.
Thank you, man. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
For sure, Armed Fisherman. I love you, brother. I love the content you've been putting out lately.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Erie
Tell your old lady I said hi too.
Oh, all right. Here, you can tell her. Much love, Erie. Stop looking like a horror story, bro. At least tell someone scary story with that writing.
That's funny.
Love you guys. Bye.
Easy.
Right on. So, yeah, there's always stuff going on in the community. I mean, it's never a dull moment, right? Somebody's either arrested or doing time in jail, or we all got exciting stuff going on in our lives. So again, I appreciate everybody that's come by, stopping by. No Name Coder, I want to thank you for that app. That's going to be a game changer, man. That's going to be a tool that we can use on the street to hopefully identify the douchebag right off the bat, so we know who we're working with, know we're working against. I mean, listen, that's what I say. There's so much in the community. Not everybody has to take up a camera and go out there and film police. I mean, there's lots of stuff that people could do to help with their accountability locally. There's got to be that drive, right? There's got to be that passion to want better, right? And not just a supposed better, like, oh, if we vote harder this next time, things will get better.
Yeah, if we vote better government in, then government will be better.
Right, exactly. Or if we get elected, we'll change it into a knitting club. That's one of the favorite things that people like to say, is that they'll change them into a knitting club. Change it from the inside.
Right. Yeah, that don't work either.
No.
Yeah. Man, so my city just locally, their last city council meeting, the four out of the 7 voted no to give $10,000 to the area United Way to give the homeless somewhere to sleep during the cold. Now, the United Way was going to pay like $35,000 of their own money of stuff they'd raised. They just needed $10,000 from the city, and the city said no. 2 weeks before that, this city gave like $500,000 to some private developer to redevelop a mall that some other developer has been letting sit there and deteriorate for like 40 years. And I don't get it.
I'm sure there's something going on, in the background with that. There's, a lot of times people are fooled by, the people in power saying, oh, well, this was an accident, or we didn't mean for this to happen, when in actuality it was the exact thing they wanted to happen.
So what they said, what is it they say? The system isn't broken. It works exactly the way they intend it to work.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. They, they plan this stuff out, and, they get us to think, oh, well, us spending more money than we earn every year, that's just a mistake. That doesn't happen all the time, because people have such a, short attention spans that they, they forget, show me something shiny. Ooh, okay, I've forgotten all about this stuff over here.
Right.
And so that's the way it works. An interesting point in that was the Donald Rumsfeld speech on the day before 9/11, when he went on TV and told everybody that the Department of Defense had lost over $2.3 trillion. They couldn't account for it.
Right.
There's probably 1 in a million people that will ever remember the fact that he went on national TV and said that they couldn't account for what at the time was 1/3 of the national debt, right? This wasn't
We don't
somebody
know where
who
it
was in
went.
their wallet. This wasn't somebody that had, misplaced a couple of $100. I mean, this is truckloads and truckloads and truckloads of money from one end of the country to the other. How do you misplace that?
Right?
I can't find that. I don't know where the receipt is.
That's not even one person. That's not even one person like seriously going embezzling. You know, like if
Right,
one person was seriously working at embezzling, there's no way in the world they would embezzle $3 trillion. It's not going to happen.
right. This is the whole institution embezzling,
Yes, yes.
and people just say, well, whatever.
Whatever. Let it go. Well, it's no big deal. No big deal.
Well, as long as I have my Budweiser and I'm still able to watch Dancing with the Stars, and
Right.
I guess
Keeping up with the Kardashians, you can't forget the Kardashians.
Oh yeah, of course not. Those are the, those are what's important. Those are the guys that make the news. Those are the movers and shakers that we tell our kids we want them to look up to, and that's why you got kids doing the fat lip challenge, like the Chloe or whoever. You know what I mean? Like just
Well,
like
I'll tell you what. My kid can't name one Kardashian. My kid can't name one Kardashian, but I guarantee you can name 10 First Amendment auditors.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
If my kid ever came to me and said something about a Kardashian, that'd be grounds for being grounded.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when I break out that Agents of Shield, tape your eyelids open, and put them in front of like Metallica for 24 hours. It'd be like compliance will be rewarded.
Yes, sir.
Jeez. We can only keep our kids away from so much stuff, but if we as people realize how they use this system to program,
rather than try to keep him away from the bad shit, I've tried to do my best to just put the good shit in front of him and make sure that he knows that it's there. That's why he knows about First Amendment auditors and not Kardashians. Not because I said, hey, don't look up the fucking Kardashians, because I said, hey, check out these ballsy motherfuckers right here. Sorry. These ballsy guys right here telling these cops with these guns and these badges, I don't have to do what you say because I have rights. And he's like, bro. So, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. But, eventually, unfortunately, we won't be around to put good stuff in front of them. So what I want people to do is teach the kids, right from the get-go, this is a system, like, okay, everybody knows that we homeschool. Me and my wife, we homeschool our kids, right? And we do that because I'm 100% sure that public school was set up to indoctrinate our kids, right? But even if you can't help but to send your kids to public school for whatever reason, you and your wife work, or there's not enough money, or whatever the reason may be, as long as you take the time when your kids come home from school to say, listen, this is the mainstream exception of what they're telling you here, right? This is what they want everybody to believe, and here's the actual truth, right? And you let them know that this is BS and this is the truth, and teach them how to use their mind more so than anything, like
critical thinking.
Right. I mean, if I could suggest one class that every parent should have their kid take, it's psychology, right? It's understanding how the human mind works and not group think. And you know what I mean? Because we're easily swayed. There's a saying that said it's easier to fool somebody than to prove to them that they've been fooled. And that's exactly correct. You have a much easier time fooling anybody. Look at that. He's got some. Yeah, he's got all the books there. I like it.
Maybe one or two.
Yeah, but there's so much easier to fool somebody than to convince somebody they've been fooled, and we can see that not in our community, but in the anti-auditor community. They got some dude named Wrangler who's a
man.
he's a kid. He's got more felonies than the the first 10 auditors that come to my mind combined, right? He's got more felonies. Guy was indicted on a murder charge. He used to rob old lady for pills, and he claims stolen valor, and he makes all these incredible stories up and all this other stuff. But yet people are still watching him because of their hate for us, right?
Right.
That's all it is. It's just their hate for us, and people need to understand how that mentality even exists, right? Because otherwise you're very likely to get caught up in it, right? Not just in that instance, but in a lot of instances, there's always two sides to a debate, right? With your gun rights or anti-gun rights, abortion or anti-abortion. There's always two sides to a debate, and that's the way they programmed the American population. Half of the American population got this programming, the other half of the American population got that programming, and now the government is sitting back while we fight, and they're just robbing us blind because we can't stop fighting amongst ourselves because we've been programmed that our thinking is right and their thinking is wrong, and if people would just listen to us and not them, then everything would be okay. And it's quite sickening. It's quite sickening. I encourage anybody to do a little social experiment and go stand on the street, a crowded street, and ask people, hey, what's the problems with America, right? And I guarantee you, and I'm not a psychic, but I guarantee you that 99% of the people will blame it on the other guy, right? They're not going to say, well, it's probably my fault because I haven't been paying attention. I just believe what people tell me. You're not going to find people that say that. They're going to say, you know what? It's the Democrats' fault, or it's the Republicans' fault, or it's not my fault. It's not my guy who I voted for's fault. It's the other guy's fault. That's what's wrong with America. Right?
No personal accountability. I don't, and that's a big deal for me, right? Personal accountability. I spent a lot of time in prison because I was a knucklehead, right? Out of all the people out there that picked up a camera and filmed the police, I'm pretty sure my rap sheet is probably the longest. And that's not a brag. Like, I've been out of prison 7 years now. I have my voting rights back. I haven't been convicted of a crime in about a decade and a half. I got my shit together, but it took personal accountability to do that. Like me looking at myself and stop blaming other people for the situation I was in, and taking responsibility and being like, my choices put me here. And I really think that it's impossible for us to, as a society, to hold the government accountable if we're not willing to accept any accountability for our own actions.
Oh, absolutely.
If I want to throw something in here, just like you were saying, what I see as the biggest problem is that, like you said, we're fighting. It's one side, this side, whatever it is that whatever your belief is, nobody wants to talk about it and try to have a common ground on it. Like, I get people don't like guns. I get it. But why can't you understand my side of it? We can coexist. You not like guns, and we can coexist because I'm not going to hurt you. But a lot of people like to say, oh, I have to worry about being shot. I'm like, if you're that worried about something happened to you while you're outside, just stay inside. And they're like, well, that's not a good argument. I'm like, but you're making that argument for me. I'm like, you're scared to go outside because you're worried, but here you are outside talking to the guy that's a gun guy. Or you're talking to the guy that's carrying an AR right in front of you, and you're sitting there expressing your feelings to the guy that's got an AR. I want to talk. Let's talk. And that's how I think, that's what my channel's kind of conforming to right now, is actually just talking to people, because I can't get the police to come out to talk to me, or I don't care if the police come out because I'm out open carrying. I can't get them to come out because they're starting to understand that law. So what's my next process is talking to the people and saying, hey, there are good people. Same thing with auditors. Everybody just thinks your guys are out there trying to stir up the pot and you're doing it for this, that, and the third. And you're like, no, just leave me alone. Let me do what I'm doing. And I'll be in and out in 5 minutes. I'll be in and out in 10 minutes. But the second you start something up, guess what? That's when whatever video you've just made the video go crazy. Because
it's because of their beliefs, big bro.
Their beliefs, right. Right.
Right.
It's their
When you challenge their beliefs, it's like you're physically attacking them, right?
right.
So that's why whenever two people with two different sides to something get together, the debate gets very heated very quickly, right? Because each one thinks that the other one is attacking their beliefs and attacking them. And so it
Come on.
shuts off communication.
Right.
And again, this is exactly how it was supposed to be, right? This is exactly what they wanted. This is exactly how it was planned out. If people would realize that it's not in our best interest to believe anything, right? It's not in our best interest to believe this or believe that, but to just have an ideal, right? Have a theory, have a hypothesis, right? Because those could be changed with information. That's why scientists, they don't have scientific belief. They have scientific theory, right? They have hypothesis that you can
Right.
test, right? That's the reason for that. Because new information makes its way to the scientific community all the time.
And it
So,
changes it. And
right,
it change.
right, and it can change, right? So if they had, I mean, imagine if our scientific people for the last 1,000 years believed that the Earth was flat, right? And then they just discarded anything else that was associated with that because their belief was that it was flat. Then you know what I mean? You can understand the problem that could come from that, and it's the same thing with anything. Pharmaceuticals. Some people swear that modern medicine is the greatest thing on earth, and myself, I think it's just cuts or pills. It's just them trying to keep the money system alive. They don't actually cure anything. They cut it out of you, or they give you pills to mask it. One or the other. That's your medical option these days,
There's
right? Oh,
more money
your
in pills than a cure,
absolutely. And listen, these guys know this. They're not stupid. This is their business model for years and years, right? That's why we have terms like planned and perceived obsolescence, right? Because they now build products to fail, right? They say, "Oh, I'm going to build this product, but it's only going to last 6 months," right? So they'll have to go out and buy another one, right? Because it's all about keeping that money coming in, right? It's not like 100 years ago when they built something to last longer than your ass, right?
Right?
So
Yeah, like these car manufacturers, they manufacture their cars with a 50,000-mile warranty. They manufacture the parts to last 51,001 miles, and that is it. They want these parts to fail.
exactly right. Exactly right. And the same thing, the same thing can be said for even potholes in city streets.
Oh God, dude.
It could be a play to the tire companies or whatever, or the car companies.
Yeah,
Just like,
how are the Romans roads lasting longer than ours, modern day roads?
well, right, right. It's sort of like the seatbelt thing. The seatbelt thing is not about safety at all, because if it was, there'd be seatbelts on children's buses, right? It's
Yeah.
not
Right.
about safety. It was a toss away to the insurance company, because when your ass got tossed out of a car and threw a windshield onto the road, it would cost the insurance company more money than if your ass was seatbelted in and you only got a bruised, head or whatever.
Right.
So, whenever the government comes to me and says, "Hey, we got this. We're doing this for your benefit," the first thing the first thing I think about is what kind of nefarious activity could this lead to? You know what I mean? Like when they started with those RFID chips, and they were testing them out with kids' IDs in Texas, and people started getting these RFID implants and stuff. They're masking it in the fact of, well, your kid could never be kidnapped now, and your kid can't run away now because they got this RFID chip, and you could do this. Well, yeah, but the government could also track them. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, there's always something bad, and they always connect it to something good. And it's just the way it is. But people need to be more aware of it. But again, there's a lot of distractions out there, and people just aren't, I guess, interested in finding out what the real deal is, because they already think they know the real deal, right? And only when tragedy happens, only when the cop pulls them over and slams them on the ground do they want to start watching Majorly Awesome videos, right? But before then, they didn't want to watch Majorly Awesome, right? Because they knew cops were good and they would never hurt them. But as soon as something bad goes down, all of a sudden, I'm going to watch Majorly Awesome videos now because the cops are being bad. So
back blue until it happens to you. I was in a world like that, going back almost 2 decades, and or probably even. I was like, oh, if the cops tell me something, I must have done something wrong, and I didn't know. Before I became a YouTuber, anything, I was watching y'all's videos trying to figure out my rights. I was watching Rogue Nation, Jeff Gray, friggin' Sam Joaquin. I was watching all these people, and I'm just like, how are they getting away with speaking and talking to these people? Like, no, I'm not going to do it. No. And then when you figure out your rights, and then when you actually you take what you see and then you do that and implement it, it's such a gratifying. It's so gratifying when you're like, hey, I'm standing up for something that I believe in, and I don't care
Amen.
what people. That's what this is all about: is standing up for what you believe in. If you want to back the blue, back the blue. I don't care, but it's going to happen to you one day, and then that's when you're like, oh man, those guys were right.
Hey, press.
DJ Smith has an excellent question. It says, why do they even have control over us? How did that get so out of control? Well, the sad fact is that they've always had control over us.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people think that when the revolution happened, we were dancing in the streets and we didn't have taxes to pay to government, and government didn't make laws saying that we couldn't do this or we couldn't do that. But that's absolutely not what happened. And you can actually look up the laws back then in like North Carolina in 1795 or whatever. You can find them online. But the only thing that happened after the revolution was we stopped paying taxes to the king and we started paying taxes to the state, right? And that was the only change, right? Because people under a government are subject to whatever that government decides, right? Because we're the ones that put that government in place. Even in places like China and North Korea, their leaders still rule by consent. And it's through consent of force, right? Because they use force to
Ensure consent.
yeah, for their consent. But even though they use force, there is no way any government can overpower its citizens, right? There's just no way. I mean,
No.
I don't care if China has a 1,000,000-man army. The civilians would run over that army like a red ant will run over your foot if you step on it, right? Doesn't matter how big the foot is. If you step in a red ant hill, you're going to have your whole foot covered within 20 seconds, right? And there's not going to be much you can do about it, right? And it's the same way in any country. If the citizens are really tired of the way they're being ruled, there is nothing in this world that's going to stop them from taking back control. So even in countries that are ruled by force, they're still ruled by the consent of the people to be under that force, right? And for whatever reason, the brainwashing obviously plays a huge part in it, but a lot of it's fear, right? Fear of dying, fear of having your family murdered, all this other stuff plays a huge part in it, right? And they've known since day one that fear is a great way to control the population, right? That's what law is. Law is fear of being punished for doing what the government says is wrong, right? Even if we don't think even if what they're saying is wrong, we don't think it's wrong, right? There's still that fear there. I equate it to people that never smoked marijuana because they were always afraid of getting caught and going to jail, right? It's that fear that kept them in line with the law. So this has been going on for a long time. public school, when you actually look into the beginnings of public school, what were their goals, who were the financiers, what you come away with is you come away with a picture that the public school was only set up to indoctrinate us, right?
Yep.
Education is a byproduct of what public school was set up for. If you happen to become educated, great, right? And usually the pupils that stand out the most, they yank them as soon as they test out. You know what I mean? And they put you in special programs, and you go to Princeton and you go to Ivy League schools, Harvard and Yale or whatever, and you become the experts, right? So you don't have to brainwash the entire country. All you have to do is spread these beliefs in these Ivy League schools, because when anybody has a question nowadays, we turn to the experts, right? So anytime there's a question, well, if you're watching Fox News, there's a question, let's turn to the expert. And they turn to this guy, and he's got a suit on, and underneath him it says Harvard or Yale or Princeton. Yes, I've worked 20 years with the government, and I'm an expert, and this is what it is. And people are like, oh, well, this guy knows what he's talking about, right? He went to Harvard. So, and then people fall in line, like, Fauci. Anthony Fauci, he was paraded on the stage, the world stage, and hey, this guy's an expert, right? So we're all going to listen to him. And, and people eat it up, right? Oh, this guy's an expert. He must know what he's talking about, right? It's all you need is the people in power to parade you out as an expert, and the next thing you know, you can pretty much say whatever you want to say. Hey, you should wear 10 diapers on your face. Next thing you know, the person in the car next to you, Dan's got 10 diapers on their face. Look over right now. Look.
He's driving by himself, too. He's in the car by himself with 10 masks.
10 masks on, dude.
He's by himself, too.
Well, hey, Rogue, I gotta let you go. I gotta go friggin' make ground gala mode for the daughter. I hope for you the same. Hope you enjoy your birthday cake and all that good stuff. And happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Sir, I will chat with you guys later.
All right.
All right, peace.
I know the people's got something to say. He didn't just hop on here to show his lovely mug.
Yeah. I just wanted to say happy birthday, Rogue.
Thanks, people, buddy.
Yeah, for sure, man. 21.
Yeah, 21.
Every year.
I can't believe you got it. You're the only one that guessed my age correctly.
Yeah, it's people power, man. People power.
People powered age guessing. We're gonna turn that into some kind of internet service there, buddy.
I got you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
No name Cody's got an app for that.
You've been pumping out the videos left and right.
Yeah, I got some good stuff that came out. I had a really good one from my buddy Winston yesterday, and I got another one coming up from him tomorrow. It's already uploaded. I'm going to release it tomorrow, but it's funny. He's been getting a lot of good stuff, man. Uh-oh, who we got here in the background?
Hey, what's up, guys?
I was starting to worry about this guy. I haven't heard from him. I thought maybe he got hung up.
Happy birthday, Rogue.
Thanks, Sean. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah,
looks like you got the house all.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. It looks like you're getting all decorated there, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, we've got everything already here. We had a birthday. We're celebrating a birthday today as well, so that's why we got all these balloons over here.
Oh, that's fine.
Whose birthday today at your house?
Everything been going good?
Yeah, everything's been going good. Really busy with Attorney Shield. Really busy with court, federal court, state court. The judge. I'm going to be announcing this on my channel maybe tomorrow, but we got a letter in the mail that the judge I talked about the judge. I called her Judge Karen because her name is Karen, not in any derogatory sense. I've called her Karen, but I was referring to her as Judge Karen, and the one that had the ex parte meeting, and she, denied me my discovery to be able to have it physically in my hand, and granted those order of protections, and thought that they were reasonable, the stay away orders. She recused herself. We got a letter in the mail that she actually recused herself, and the reason was, she says, I'm not going to. It's like a checkbox, and in the checkbox it says, I'm not going to disclose the reason because it could be humiliating or embarrassing to me or my family or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So
well,
good riddance.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
I'm not mad at her.
I guess going against freedom would probably humiliate you to your family.
Right.
It is embarrassing to have the name Karen. I can tell because I work in call center work, and when people call and you say, yeah, and if I could just get your first and last name, Karens always say their name with like, oh, but I'm not that kind of Karen.
She was this kind of Karen. So
Hey, I got a question, Sean.
yeah.
I heard through the grapevine that the New York City stay and appeal for the removal of the signs was declined by the courts. Is that true?
No. So I just actually spoke to my attorney earlier today, the one that's handling this federal case. So there's two different avenues that's currently being pursued. Is that number one, is the stay right now going to continue until the appeal is heard, and then the appeal needs to be heard as well. So the city of New York, so they didn't pay their fee or whatever, and that's the latest on that. Like they have to pay their fee to like a $50 fee. They didn't pay. They're just dragging their feet anywhere they come to the city of New York, and yeah. So we're gonna see if the stay is gonna keep on going, stay in effect, and then we're gonna have to argue the injunction all over again and see if they're gonna appeal it, Second Circuit. I mean, to see if the Second Circuit's gonna overturn the lower court's decision. But either way, we still have a whole trial to go through. They're asking for a jury trial, which is really weird. But the judge is on our side. She's on the side of freedom, on the side of the law. So we're not.
I think that's why they're asking for a jury trial.
Huh?
I think that's why they're asking for a jury trial. If the judge is on your side,
yeah,
they want 12 people who aren't that they can convince.
Right, exactly. They already know the judge is on our side. So, nope,
Right.
I'm not taking the bait.
They'll get the grand jury. They'll just pull those guys in, the same ones that indicted Trump and the Stop Cop City protesters.
Right.
That's the same jury, right? So they'll just bring those guys in. Their select few.
No, we're not gonna. We're just gonna go right to the bench trial on the federal lawsuit, and then so as of right now, I've tried to let everybody know, like, it's right now the injunction's not in effect. That we have to let the legal process play out. They were granted a stay, and we have to wait for all that to play out. See how that goes.
I thought I heard that they denied the appeal.
No,
the New York City's appeal.
No, they didn't. No, they haven't even heard.
Thanks for clarifying that.
They've been just throwing it around or whatever. But yeah, man, just been busy. But I wanted to come up in here and say, Rogue, I got a lot of respect for you, man, and I really appreciate, you've inspired me a lot, and it's always good to be here. And I just want to wish you a happy birthday. What are you, 27? I saw in the description, something like that.
21, sir. 21.
21.
I'm finally able to drink, although I don't drink.
Right.
No, I'm the big 50, man. I turned 50
Oh,
today.
wow, that's cool, man. It's a special one, right?
Yeah,
glass is half full.
It makes it better that I get to celebrate it with my family and
Right.
and the people online as well, because for the last couple of years these guys have supported me and been my family as well. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate, everybody out there doing stuff. Sean, Dan, No Name Coder, everybody that's involved in the community is helping in some way, form, or fashion.
Right.
And I think it's a good thing. And I hope it never stops. I only hope that it grows more and more. And it can only grow more and more because the government doesn't stop harassing people. They harass new people daily. New people daily find our channels, and they want retribution. They want to find out why. Why does the government do this? How are they allowed to do this? you know, and they eventually find our way to one of our channels and get welcome in the community, and they start that long journey towards, you know, the real truth, not the truth that you see on NBC or CBS or CNN,
Right.
you know.
Well,
And
it's
that's
like that Hispanic guy. He's around our age, 40s or 50s. And he said specifically, he said, I watched all these videos, but it's different now because now you involved me in this.
Oh yeah, I saw that just the other day. He
Right.
was yeah, he
The
was
traffic stop.
Yeah. No. Where he got into an argument with somebody at a store or something. And then he left because he didn't like how they were conducting themselves. And then he said, "No, I'm not giving you my ID." And then at the end, and there was that female cop that was like, looked like a, she wanted to be a man, and she's all, "You're going to give us your identity." And he's in a pickup truck, and his family was in the truck, and his wife was speaking to him in Mexican or Spanish or whatever. And you could tell that she was doing the same thing that all these people do when they're in the passenger seat. Just give them your ID, blah blah blah.
right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he told him. He goes, "You know what?" He goes, "I've watched auditor videos for years." He goes, "But it's different now because you've made me a part of it."
Oh, ahora. There we
And he
go.
told him, he said he's going to sue him.
I want to talk. We're gonna actually sing happy birthday. It's my little cousin, my wife's cousin. But happy birthday, Rogue. And I would love to talk to you guys, get some feedback from the community on Attorney Shield, because I'm sure there's things we can do better, and there's things that, I want to hear everybody's thoughts. I haven't really talked to anybody about it. I've announced it obviously on my channel, but being a co-owner with it with Lackluster and other partners, we do have a lot of say. It's our company, so I want to make sure it's done right. And I'd love to talk about it with you guys, with the community. We can set up a panel or something.
We'll be doing another Saturday Night Live this week, I think, on AEC. Saturday Night Live. You want to come up there? We can talk about it.
I'll pop in. The only people I'll ever make a pop in for is Dan and Rogue.
Hey, I just want to remind you, I seen that Christmas tree. Make sure you save extra space underneath that Christmas tree for all my Christmas presents, and I'm going to be turning 40 on Christmas this year. I just want to remind you.
Okay. All right. Let me write it down.
Write it down.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Sean. Have a good
Happy
one,
birthday
buddy.
again. Take care, guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yep. Bye.
Rogue, I'm out of here too. I got a little bit more code I got to write for the end of the night. You have a happy birthday, and have
Thanks,
a
man.
great year this next year too, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I won't be on too much longer. I got my kids coming home anytime now, and we're going to sit. And I told them I would traumatize them on my birthday by watching Star Wars. So,
nice.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. My youngest. Yeah, my youngest has never seen it. So I told her, I says, it's my birthday. Dad does what he wants. And what I want is to get up on the couch and watch Star Wars with him.
Yeah, but are you watching the original one or the one that was digitally edited and made the lightsabers look different?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm watching the original one.
Okay, the VHS, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I told him, because my oldest, she asked, well, which one are you starting with, Dad? And I said, well, I'm starting with the first one. She goes, the first one? I said, well, it's actually chapter 4. I said, but when I was a kid, this was the first one they released, right? And this is the way we're going to watch it. I know it's out of order. I said, but that's just the way Dad's going to do it.
Hey, George, I just wanted to pop on and say happy birthday.
Thank you, buddy. Good to see you, Ceiling Fan.
Yeah, I had a fun conversation with you. I always enjoy our conversations, so I thought I'd just come on and say hi here. So.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate you making the trip on over and stepping up, man. It's always good. For those that don't know, Ceiling Fan Man has a channel that me and Rights Crispy go on every once in a while, and then we'll shoot the shit with him for a couple hours and, just talk about different stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there that we see eye to eye on. We understand's going on, so it's always good.
Yeah, we have a lot of crossover conversations that you discuss on all these channels. And the only reason I know any of the auditors is my wife was into this several years ago and got me. I mean, I've watched Oddity Erie, and also I saw Long Island on there a minute ago. And I want to thank everyone that can hear that for all the things that you all do to put yourself at risk And thank you for doing it and stepping up for us and teaching us, because there's so many things I've learned just from watching on the rights that we have, that we've given up, that we're taking back. So thank you.
That fight will never ever stop.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, man, it's a good feeling. You know, I missed it. I was down for a couple of months. I wanted to try to play it as safe as possible, and you know, it feels good to be back out on the street. And you know, I got to say that my efforts in Florida have paid off more than I could have ever hoped for. I mean, if you guys have been watching my recent videos, you know that uh, you know there's been a lot of changes. Right? They're doing training now. Uh, they smile when they see me. They say, "Oh, you know, you're the Rogue Nation guy," and that stuff like that. And hopefully that'll continue. And I won't have to go back to these places unless I get a report that something's gone on. You know, um, so you know, to me that's what it's all about, is making sure that that everybody follows the law. That's it. That's the bottom line.
I just wish everybody knew, though. That's my problem, is because, like I said a million times, I just want to be able to record when I go into public, so that when they lie about what happened, I have proof of it. That's all I care about.
That's funny you say that, Rogue.
Let you guys all talk it out, but thank you very much for. I just wanted to say happy birthday and say have a great night. So,
thanks, Ceiling Fan.
All right.
That's funny you say that. The other day I went to a roadblock that somebody called in my area, and it turned out to be the police academy, teaching all the young new police officers to how to do a roadblock and check registrations, right, and be little Nazis, of course. And I rolled up and I'm sitting there recording them, and they're like standing in a group towards the end and telling everybody what, you know, good job, and this is how the things are going. And I'm standing there, I'm like, and the instructor all of a sudden goes, "And to your left here, we have Dan Mormis. Everybody say hi, Dan." And then all the cops turn to me and they're like, "Hi, Dan," all at once. It's just funny because, you know, they're learning about me in school, and the whole new academy of cadets are learning about our First Amendment rights before they even hit the street.
It's just so many times just in the past 2-3 weeks, I've seen where the police get lied to or whatever. And what I think is the most adorable part about it all is because I don't just pay attention to auditors. I'm not sure who you are up there, but I'm sure I've seen your videos if you audit. You probably don't know who I am because I don't pay attention. I don't come up here. No, I'm not a YouTube guy much anymore. But anyway,
I'm kind of a big deal. All right, just like Ron Burgundy. No, just kidding.
I'll get it. Oh, Erie County. You know me in your comments, unless you don't do your comments like LIA.
I read comments.
You've seen 10th Man in your comments, right?
Probably.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, they lie constantly. They lie to the police, and then like, man, I just the stuff I see, and what I talked to Rogue about this earlier is the problem is if the cops put their hands on me, I'm not the guy, right? Like, you guys are like, oh, I'll sue you in court and blah 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 blah. No, I know what I'm doing, and you're not going to put your hands on me. And if you do, just like I said, I want to be Prime Minister of Canada for one simple reason, or even a member of Parliament. Because when they try to do what they've done to other people and expel them from Parliament because they said something that's unparliamentary, I'm going to say, it's going to be real hard for you to get me out of here. And then what are they going to do? Drag a member of Parliament out of Canadian Parliament in handcuffs? Let's do it. Let's do it. It's time to take this to such a level of absurdity that people have no choice but to pay attention to it.
I can agree with that. And to me, realistically, that level has passed a long time ago, right? Like, to me,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, the absurdity, and I know everybody can't see it, right? Because there's other
Right.
things in their life and stuff like that. But that to me is I think one of the things that I'm hoping to accomplish is just to wake people up so they can see it, right? I've always told
Well,
people I don't want people to think like me. I just want
right.
people to think, right?
Right.
Right? Like, because when you
It comes down to this. It comes down to this. So there was this whole thing here in Canada about soji. I think I talked to you about it last time I was here. About teaching kids to become transgender in elementary school, right here in Canada, and there's a huge protest about it, and I had to get in between physical altercations where they were about to come to blows, like they were touching chests. There's no cops around because cops know that them being here is just going to cause things to become worse, right? They know that here. Canadians don't tolerate nonsense. Not where I'm from anyway. And I had to try to explain to people what it was actually about. And then I also had people that I was on the side of the parents say that I was CSIS. And the problem is CSIS is like your guys' CIA or FBI or whatever. They don't know what's going on, most of these people. And like you were saying, a lot of people are scared to even come out and say anything. So it's so far past absurd now that Canadian Parliament is giving a standing ovation to an actual SS soldier from World War II. So
I seen that. That was crazy.
Well, I'm just not sure. And like I was telling Rogue earlier, I've had the police called on me upwards of 150 times in the past 20 years with false accusations. And I would laugh at the cops every single time and go, I record everything everywhere time I go out in public, right? It's always at least audio recorded. And they're like, well, can I listen to it? And I'm like, no, cuff me. I would like to go to court. Let's go. See, I prefer to do most of my stuff in private because I don't deal very well with. I have an anxiety disorder.
Yeah, absolutely. And I, like I said, I feel the same way. The absurdity is, and it's I posted earlier in my group chat with a couple of the guys in the community, but we're about to face some real trouble coming down.
Oh yes.
Economically, because any economic indicator you look at today is doing terrible. Let me give you an example. The housing market in Florida is fixing to collapse, right? I follow a couple guys on YouTube, and they're saying that houses are dropping $100,000 in price in a week from the time they're put up from sale. A week
Because
later,
people can't pay their mortgages.
right? Because people can't pay their mortgages, man.
Interest rates. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's so scary that people aren't clued into this kind of stuff, or even like retail sales.
Yeah.
Most people don't realize that it's like 70% of our GDP is from retail sales, consumerism, and when you look at the earnings of like Home Depot and Lowe's and American Eagle and all these people that are supposedly making this money, what you'll see is that they're not making any money this year. They're in crisis, right? And it's just bad all the way around. So I mean, I can't say enough. We need to pay more attention. Listen, I can go all night, guys, but my wife just slapped my dinner in front of me, so I'm gonna have to let everybody go. It's my
Peace out.
birthday.
What was the choice birthday dinner tonight?
What's that?
What was the choice birthday dinner tonight?
My birthday dinner, believe it or not, is my wife's world famous potato soup.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh yeah, it's amazing actually. So I had her make that for me, and we're gonna sit and we're gonna watch Star Wars and have a great night, and then I'll be back to posting videos tomorrow, which you guys will definitely want to check out the video tomorrow. I don't think you'll see a more entitled female cop in your life. She's really bad, but I'll be releasing that tomorrow. But yeah, again, guys, thanks for coming up on panel. Thanks for all the support over the years, guys. Everybody in chat, I love everybody. You guys know that if I can't help, I'm here for you. And just, thanks, man. That's all I could say is thanks. You guys have made the last couple of years really great with the support that you've given. And, it's nice. So I want to say thanks, man.
No problem, man. Stop harassing the police.
Yeah, just obey.
I've only just begun, my friend.
Just obey.
Yeah, just obey your king.
That's right.
Back the red. Back the red. Obey your king, peasant.
It's just I don't understand, and I'm gonna let you go, but just the Foo Fighters or whatever it was when they had the riot cops and all that in like 2003 or whatever the fuck, one of these things is not like the other. That song, yep. Like everybody's seen that music video. How do you not get it?
Oh, they get it, but it's it's so much easier to forget it. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got Budweiser and you got American Idol on. You know what I mean? Like if people's historically,
I can hear your wife in the background. Get going.
Yeah, historically, when people's bellies are full,
yep.
they'll tolerate a lot of abuses, right? So as long as people are fed and their kids aren't starving, they'll tolerate a lot.
Yeah, but that it's at their own demise.
It is.
Anyway, have a good evening, boss.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Thanks everybody in chat. Thanks everybody that donated. I tried to see everybody and say thanks. If I missed you, I'm sorry. And yeah, we're getting ready to engage the Rebels Blue Steel on Star Wars. So thanks again, guys.
I just want to close this out with one word: is happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Where's the mute on that?
Happy birthday, dear Rogue. All right. You get to that soup and that beat the Rebels back.
You got it, guys. Thanks, man.
I'll spare you the rest of my singing.